on why we have met today. This is not like our other function where we have awards, rewards, or other things involved in it. It's basically a kind of a first-hand discussion on the area of financing in the era of sustainable development goals, and also in the era where we are seeing more renewable coming into the system. Right? For example, we had the renewable capability when India was much lower before. We had a plan. First was the solar, which was prepared by this organization NEPA in the year 2013, which was handed over then to the Gujarat government. At the time, the Prime Minister was that time the Gujarat Chief Minister, and the Chief Officer was Mr. DJ Pandey. So DJ Pandey was the Principal Secretary. So we handed down that RUSM, Rashtriya Urja Sauri Muhim, and its English version we called it the National Energy Solar Mission. Initially it was when the government started, all that I'm not coming into that, but they started with 20 gigawatt for 2020. That was the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission. So we had actually projected a inorganic report which said we can reach something like 100 gigawatt by 2020. Of course, we had very clearly said that 60 gigawatt will come through larger parks or larger. But the 40 gigawatt, this target I am explaining, 40 gigawatt was rooftop and rural solar. So the government missed these two tickets. That means the central government, MNRE missed these two tickets. Rooftops did not progress, and SECI did not do as much as it should have done. And then the rural solar, although it came as Kusum, was a kind of I will tell you, misconstrued idea, because we had said 100% of energizing agriculture pumps at 800 megawatt to 1 gigawatt, and to do rural solar approximately 2 megawatt per village. That was the original plan. These two portions failed. So what happened by 2022? We only achieved 60 gigawatt. So, but Bhutan, if you look at it, it's completely diverse. In fact, it's a very strong women-dominated or matriarchal society. So within that also, for women to come up as an entrepreneur is not an easy thing. It is as, or even sometimes more difficult than India. So she has struggled, she's coming up with her biography also shortly. In fact, their Prime Minister's biography has come, and that has been done by the same company which is releasing her biography. So give her a big hand.
Good.
So may I invite Aung Fubzam to the dais, and we already have Ruya Sahab sitting with her. So Fubzam was also the past president of the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the first woman president of the BCCI in Bhutan. And besides her is none other than our dear friend Ajay Kant Ruya, who is the Indo-Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the president here. Please give a big hand. Ruya Sahab needs no introduction, but still I tell you, I will tell you, he sometimes tries to stop me, but I will tell you, his lineage is absolutely brilliant. He himself has run a company which is more than 60 years, 65 years old, right?
My father.
Yeah, I know, but then the company is 65 years old, established by his father, and lines of businesses as wide as filmmaking to solar platforms for water bodies, and also he introduced Brunswick into India. Last week I met him in an amusement park system with his company was Bowling Alley, and it was the biggest stall over there. When I entered, I think it was the biggest one, right? So and he's active with the CCI in some, with old cricketers and helping them out in some way. Yeah, and manufacture of transformers. Also, he makes certain special gases with DuPont. His partners are DuPont. So his turnover may be less, but his area of work is something I say you should be running a 1,000 crores enterprise minimum.
Sure.
So my view is that we should help him to become the 1,000 crores. So if my fund can do something for him, I'll be happy. Please give him a big hand. Now I will call my dear friend Jayaprakash Rao Sahab to बैठे हैं. Rao Sahab is the President International of DRIPL. DRIPL is DR Agarwal Industries Private Limited. The first stage of the bullet train that is coming into, the next stages are with Afcons and L&T, but the first stage is this company. So please give them a big hand. The asset class that this company is building is close to some 20,000 crores. So this is no joke. You must not heard this company very often, because the shy company doesn't advertise, doesn't talk about itself, highly conservative. But Rao Sahab is part of my strategic thinking on the funding also, because he's one of the first person who patted my back and said, Professor, you've done a great job in bringing this fund. Then I will call my dear friend B.S. Sehgal Saab. Sehgal Saab is here. He is one of our patron members. You see the top 2-3 patrons, Astrons Infrastructure, and we see Evonik, a German company which is into membrane for CBG, and that's one of the patrons, and SPG Consultants, the third part. And he is an ex-BPCL man, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. And this team, this excellent team, Das Saab is sitting there, and his colleagues are over there. So BPCL is the number two energy company. Not IOCL के बाद इसका number है. You know, because the turnovers of NTPC do not match the oil companies' turnovers. So I always keep telling them that आप लोगों को उनको कहना चाहिए कि ज़्यादा लूल करें. ये बात हमारी हो रही है ना सर. So this is what is beautiful, and there will be one small MOU between Fuxam's group and the SPG group today, a general MOU, because she's into almost all the areas, and this synergy is there between the two corporations. So this also actually will happen here in front of you. It's historic for us. I must also recognize a lot of other people that Baba Saab to pehle aayenge. GS Baba, who is our dear friend again. He is from the Airports Authority of India, retired as a GM. He is one of the top aviation consultants, not only in India but in South Asia and the world over.
Thank you.
A very interesting man, dear friend of mine.
Thank you.
So when I released the Manmohan Singh book in Delhi, Dr. Manmohan Singh biography was my fourth biography of the Prime Minister. This happened on the 3rd February, and Avasa was the key to that release. Please give a big hand.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
And may I also call out another very developing relationship, and that is with Vivek Vishwas Pathodkar Saab, who is the head chief of GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited. He was the executive director, Western region, and he has seen through the policy construct, the pipeline issues, and so many issues, including the CBG part. So please give a big hand for being with us on this occasion. I think more or less we have had, but we have one last thing to be done. Very dear friend of ours and an excellent officer.
Oh wow, that's a nice.
So I had this guy who had also a nice storage device inside.
Yeah, right.
You have a storage
Yes, right.
So, what's his name?
Yeah.
Mr. Doi Fude.
Okay, Mr. Doi Fude has come from the Western region. I was with the NBCC chairman just a couple of days back, and we discussed in detail how this fund can enable NBCC and also NHPC. We have wired all the way from NHPC. So for their pump storage projects, that would be an opportunity to cooperate with this funding model which we are talking about today. So I think there are many people, I may not know few people, but definitely my brother and a man from the hospitality, and he's been in many areas. He's been into facility management, hospitality, trade, because I said you must definitely come here because Foods have launched a wonderful hotel and she's expanding in the area of hospitality in Bhutan with excellent properties. Yalke Group is owning one of the most exotic properties right in the middle of Thimphu, and which is now in partnership with the lease arrangement with the Tata Group, ISCL. It's called the ISCL Selections. Other than that, she's into Hyderabad and other areas, so you know what I mean. So Ganesh Iyer, please give him a big hand. Madam Binda is here. She is from the wellness sector. Of course, we have one more area called the World Healthcare Mission, and this company is registered by me to bring the Ayurveda and other knowledge into it. And this year I will be talking more about it. We may have a health summit, and people like Binda can take advantage, and also Rakhi, you know, Tyagarajan's wife, please. She's one of the top, I would say, nutritionists and specialists in the area of health management in Maharashtra. You know, very important. Our friend from L&T, although we don't have chemtrails, but we have a gentleman who has come all the way from L&T group, and he's also here to understand how this funding model can be useful. Some people have come to know. So it's the first ever meeting for the Alternative Investment for Inclusion, and it's called AIIF because we have introduced the word called innovative. Because bank investment is very different from aggressive investment which we are talking about. Bank interest rates are 9.5%. I am talking about interest rate as low as 2.2 to 2.5%. Landed, right? And if you do hedging and all that, the maximum hedging limits are 0.5 to 2%. So it will be below 5%. What you access as funds. And third part is you may not need any margin money because mostly in all these cases 30% equity debt. We have a felicitation of Madam Fuxam because probably it's the first ever function of our function in India, she's come. She's also our awardee in Bhutan because we conducted the hydropower and renewable resource top summit in Thimphu 2020 before the pandemic. So she was one of the Hall of Fame lifetime achievement there.
Yeah.
But today she's in India, so I think it's ideal that this dice actually honors her.
Yeah.
And we can together do it. Join hands. Please give a big hand. Wait, that's the Raise up. हो गया. 5, 6 now. Now, remember all training moments. Please come. आप आ जाइए. Let's rise now.
We'll have one more photo.
Please come. Please come. It is right. Come on. हाँ, वो उनके लिए. Neither party. Come please. Please give a big hand.
We'll have one good photo.
Yeah.
Sir, please.
आप कहाँ चले गए? आ जाओ. राइट लाइन पे इधर आइए. गणेश, you also there. आ जाओ.
एक आदमी इधर आ जाओ.
आ जाओ.
ये तो पूरा कैमरा का
हाँ. ये अच्छा. Thank you.
Nice gadgets you have, huh?
That keeps me at home, no?